Hello everyone, I'm Riley King and welcome to this news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Biden signs bill making Juneteenth, marking the end of slavery, a federal holiday. President Joe Biden signed a bill Thursday making Juneteenth a federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States, just in time for Saturday's June 19th anniversary. It's a day African Americans have celebrated yearly since the Civil War era and the culmination of a decades-long effort by advocates to get national recognition for the momentous development in African and American history. A jubilant Vice President Kamala Harris, the nation's first black vice president, who co-sponsored the legislation when she served in the Senate, spoke about the significance of the occasion, noting slaves helped build the White House. In 2016, at 89 years old, Lee walked from her home in Fort Worth, Texas, to the nation's capital in an effort to get Juneteenth named a national holiday. Also in the audience was musical icon Usher, who has advocated for the holiday. Harris noted the role federal holidays play in the national consensus. Biden then spoke, calling Juneteenth a day of profound weight and profound power. He said, "Great nations don't ignore their most painful moments, they embrace them," President Biden says, as Juneteenth is made a holiday. Great nations don't walk away. We come in terms with mistakes we've made, and remembering those moments, we begin to heal. The president then turned political, raising what he called the assault on voting rights. Ultimately, he said, Juneteenth doesn't just celebrate the past, it calls for action today. The federal government said most employees will be off this Friday to mark the occasion, around which celebrations have become more mainstream in recent years, taking on added significance in 2020 when the country went through a racial renocing after the killing of George Floyd. Earlier Thursday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Democrats in the Congressional Black Caucus held bill enrollment ceremonies to highlight the victory. Majority Whip Rep Jim, a Democrat from South Carolina, the highest-ranking black lawmaker, thanked colleagues for their tremendous effort on behalf of an issue that has taken more than a century and a half. The group then sang a hymn, Life, Every Voice, and singing what called the Black National Anthem to close the ceremony. Advocates say Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Liberation Day, and Emption Day, offers a day to reflect on slaves' tribunal stain on American history and for celebrations that look similar to those on the 4th of July. It's celebrated on June 19th to make and mark the day in 1865 when African American slaves in Galveston, Texas were among the last to be told they had been freed. A full 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation outlawed slavery in the Confederates, and 2 months after the Civil War officially ended. Deborah Evans, Secretary and Director of Communications with National Juneteenth Observance Foundation, praised the bill becoming law to ABC News on Thursday. Echoing Democrat lawmakers, she said it paves the way for others and other routes to help heal the wounds of slavery. Though advocates have long worked to make Juneteenth a national holiday, even seceding at state level everywhere but South Dakota, it took Congress just 2 days to pass the legislation once one Republican Senator, Ron Johnson, who blocked the move last year, dropped his opposition. The bill passed the Senate by a unanimous consent on Wednesday before passing the House and Thursday night in a 15 to 14 vote, with all oppositions coming from GOP members. Juneteenth is the first new holiday created by Congress in nearly 40 years, when lawmakers in 1983 designated Martin Luther King Jr. Day as the third Monday in January to memorize in the assassinated civil rights leader. Ahead of Biden's signing, the U.S. Office of Personnel Management said on Twitter that most federal employees will observe the holiday tomorrow on June 18th, since it falls on a weekend. Under political pressure, former President Donald Trump rescheduled a campaign rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19th, 2020, after he was criticized as culturally intensive for scheduling a rally on the holiday near the site of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Trump said he moved the rally out of respect for the occasion. Anthony Brown, a social studies professor who teaches on race matters at the University of Texas, told ABC News he hopes Juneteenth being recognized as a national holiday will provide a platform for teachers and community educators to have a space to discuss the history, as well give the opportunity to unify groups at a neighbor-to-neighbor level. And that is it for this news report right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching this news report, and have a great rest of your Friday. Goodbye.